All right, what's going on, guys? So I'm back here with another Sunday watch list. We do have a lot of setups coming up into the week, and it should be an interesting week, right? So let's jump right into it. Yes, my screen. All right, cool. As always, let's start off with SPY and Qs. Let me clear my charts. Right, SPY. SPY showed a lot of strength last week, Friday. We had a really strong close coming into Friday. I'm really liking these weekly candles, right? I'm on the weekly chart right now. And I'm really liking those weekly candles. The monthly looks solid as well so far, but these weekly candles, we got picked up heavily off of this 404 demand level. We know that this is demand down here at 404. I could draw that zone out. Basically where we get bought up from multiple times right here, right here and here. And we're approaching supply once again, that same supply zone that we have been failing to get above, which is all this right here. It's a pretty big supply zone. Even goes up a little bit higher to this wick. It's 418.30, right? So this 418.30, I'm gonna draw a resistance line here, rejection line, because that is the final thing that's holding us up before going up here to 420. And above 420, we have a slight gap fill to 421. So you guys can see this very small gap fill. But above 421, we have nothing but room, right? So go to the 4 hour here now. Above 421, we have nothing but room to 424.5, this area here. You see resistance, support. And above that, the next supply is up here at 429, 430 area. So those are the levels to the upside if we do get strong, right? So there's a couple scenarios here though. This could be either be a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we show weakness here, I will be interested in shorting back down. And then really for me to be confident in puts, we need to be below this area. But I might take a slight reject here, depending on how, if we show weakness or not in this area. But the main area for shorting is going to be below this demand zone at 404. And we got room down to 402 and 400, right? So that's, if we get weak, that's going to be the area I'm interested in. For the most part, though, since we did show strength, this could also be a double bottom, right? For the most part, it still needs to fully form. But like I said, for me to be confident in calls, I need us above 418.30. So that's gonna be my main watch. I need us above 418.30 to see 420, 421. And I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. There is gonna be a mid-range level that I am watching, which is gonna be 410. Very key level in between. It's like a mid-range area of demand. You guys can see this is an area we do bounce off of. Let's go over some price action on Friday, right? Friday was like really clean. We broke 410, came back, retested it, went up, right? Came back, retested, and held it again. And we ripped straight from that area, right? So if we do somehow happen to come and retest this 410, I'd really like to see us hold. Probably buy calls around this area. You guys can see this is an area where buyers step in. That would be in a great area to hop in calls and try to catch that move up into this area, right? That would be a really good move. Let's go over Qs now. So that's what I'll be watching on SPY. These are the main levels. Below 410, you could potentially get a short, but really, I'm not too confident unless we get below 404, 403. Let's go over Qs, right? Qs looked a lot stronger. Let's clear up this whole chart here. Start on the weekly chart, right? Weekly chart on Qs was also very strong. We had a bull flag on the weekly, right? And it broke out. Here we are making our way up to this next resistance here. That's literally has nothing but room up to there. But before we get there, there is something to pay attention to, right? So let's go to the 4 hour. And you guys can see from back here, this is the area that has been getting rejected multiple times, 322 to 321. Right, I'm gonna draw the supply zone here. You guys could see that every time we do come into this area, we get rejected from back here, right here, right here. And then we did try breaking it again around this area, but we didn't fully break, right? Came back below. So that area is going to be important to watch as well, right? So this area right here, this 323.7 area, basically. 323.7 keep a close eye on that level. For QQQ, if we do get above that level, this 423.7, we have nothing but room to 326.4, previous resistance support back here. And above that, it's 330. Literally nothing but room to this supply up here. And that's going to be my main watch. Probably take a reject off that 330 if we get up there. But we have been just making higher lows, right? You guys can see we do have a trend line, a pretty clean trend line here on Qs as well that we could trade off of. Right, multiple touches off that. For me to go short, I need us to see below 415, really, right? Around this area. To go short into 413, 310, 305. So levels to the downside, I like that trend line to break. But really what could happen is we can come back and hold this 320, 322 area now. If this starts to hold as demand, that is what I'll be paying attention to. I want to see this 322, 321 area hold as demand for me to go long, but really above the 323.7, that's where I feel really confident going long to 326 and 330. So I'm gonna keep it simple with SPY and Qs. Don't make the video too long, but just keep an eye on all those levels, right? Let's go to Tesla real quick. It's gonna be a setup that I like for this week as well. I did catch a 100% trade on Tesla on Friday when we were ranging from this 166 to 159, 160 area. And we broke the top of the range, right? And what do you do when you break top of ranges? You wait for the retest. And you can see how we retested 166 perfectly and shot up from there, right? But we still have a lot of potential here on Tesla. We still have a gap fill all the way up to, right? The gap fill started here at 160.69, and we have room all the way up to here 177. So I want to see some type of pullback. 166 could be the bounce area again. It's a little bit low, but if we do show strength, I'd like to see us above Friday's high, which is here 171, basically around that area, really above 171.47, which is this resistance here. Above that, I'd like to see break and holds of that for a move higher. But this still won't be my main watch. This is gonna be a side watch. Main watch is gonna be Apple and Microsoft. I think these look really, really good. Apple is literally almost at all-time highs already. You guys can see we're all-time highs is around this 182 area, which is pretty crazy, right? We're literally almost at all-time highs while everything else has been dropping. But on Apple, I really like this setup around 171 to 171.5 to 171, 171.70 area, around this whole area, basically because this has been an area we've been getting rejected off of. And we broke it, and I'd like to see us come back to retest it. So if Apple continues to show the strength that it has been showing, but I think we also have a fib right here. If I go from recent low to recent high, we have a fib at that 0.236 area, which correlates with that level I'd like to take a bounce off of 171.58. And I think this is a really good level, right? Even from back here, you guys can see this does get respected as a bounce area and a resistance as a rejection area, right? So this whole area right here looks really good for a bounce. So this whole area right here. And let's go to Microsoft, right? Microsoft looks really good as well. I really like Microsoft. The reason why I like Microsoft is because you guys can see that Microsoft has been ranging from here to here. And we finally broke out of it right here on Friday, right? We finally broke out. We've been getting rejected from 309, 308, and we finally broke it on Friday. So I'd like to see us come back and use that previous supply zone as a demand zone, right? And if we do, I'd like to take a bounce off this with stop losses right below 309, 308 for a move back into 315. And you guys can see that this 315 is a big level of supply as well. Right, we keep getting rejected off of 315, failing to go higher in this whole area here. So if we can get a nice bounce from this area, we can catch the move. Basically a nice break and retest, which should look something like this, right? We broke, come back, retest, keep stop losses right below this area and catch the move up into there. That would be really, really good on Microsoft. That is going to be my main watch because it also has confluence with the fib level. If I go to the hourly, you guys will see. If I go from the recent low to the recent high, we do have a fib level at that 309 area where I want to take a bounce at, plus the 21 on the hourly. So just multiple confluences are lining up around this area. The 4-hour 9 EMA should also be creeping up into that area. And the 5-minute 200 SMA is also going to be in that area. So I really, really like this level for a bounce. Multiple confluences, which is what I look for in a high probability setup. So this is looking really, really good. AMD and NVIDIA have a lot of potential as well, right? If AMD can bounce off of this 88.5, 88.30 level, it has room back up to 92. And 92 is going to be that supply zone where if it does break above, it has nothing but room to 93 and 95. So keep an eye on AMD, NVIDIA as well. NVIDIA, I'd like to see a retest of this 280 supply, which could turn back to demand around this area, 280 to 281. I'd like to see it hold as demand or a break and hold above 290. It has nothing but room to 300. So these are going to be the names where if the market does get strong, like QQ and SPY do get strong, these are going to be the names to really pay attention to. NVIDIA, AMD, Microsoft, and Apple. My favorite so far is Microsoft because of the confluences, but all these look great, right? And if SPY and Q show strength, then all of these should move in correlation with them. I do like this Tesla gap fill, but it's going to come down to pre-market, see which one I narrow it down to because it is a lot of setups. But for the most part, I like Microsoft the most right now and SPY and Qs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Sunday watch list and let's have a great week. We do have some economic news this week as well, CPI and PPI. So I hope you guys all trade safe this week and let's have a great week.